What's up, everybody? Welcome to We Are Lions Nation podcast live, our mashup episode. We got a couple guests joining us today, and it's going to be a great show.
Countdown begins now.
Stupid ass phone. It's not doing what I want it to do. All right, everybody, welcome in. So excited tonight for our Sunday special edition of the We Are Lions Nation matchup. This is awesome. We got two guests joining us today, Mr. Jacob Erickson, and we got Smoking Jeremy B coming in as well. It's going to be a fun show and getting ready to do it. So let's just kick it off. How's everybody doing on this awesome Sunday evening?
Fantastic.
Oh, it's going, man.
Amazing.
All right. Well, we got a lot of questions to get through, like always, and we're just going to go ahead and bring those up now and get started. First one we have today is, what do you expect to see from the Lions in the first game of the season? And we're going to start out, we'll start out with a guest today. Let's go ahead and start out with Jacob. Jacob, what do you expect to see out of that first game?
A solid 4 quarters and don't blow a fourth quarter lead like the Lions typically do. Play a solid 4 quarters. I want to see Jared Goff have a solid game. I want to see how he was in LA, how he can be.
I like that. And what about you, Smoking Jerry B? What do you got?
I want to see a defense that actually gets pressure for all 4 quarters instead of in the first half and then go away from having pressure the whole second half. I want to see the run game be consistent from the first quarter through the fourth quarter. And I just want to see them be in tight, close on these games. These high-powered offenses don't know what to expect out of us because our starters really haven't played.
Love that answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Statman, what's your take? What are you expecting to see from the Lions against the 49ers in that first season game opener?
Pretty much the same thing that, Jacob and Jeremy both want to see. Want to see 4 quarters of football. We want to see them come out there and play a full game. Play as a team. I want to see them come together as a team. I want to see that offensive lineman. I want to see them just pancaking guys right off the rip. And I want to see it throughout the whole game, opening up holes for DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, and whoever else they decide to bring into the football game. And then also I want to get to the defense. I want to see that 3-4 defense. I want to see the different blitz schemes. I want to see the different zone coverages. And I want to see Okudah be able to cover in zone. He's really struggled over the past year in zone defense. Everybody says he's a man-to-man guy. I want to see if he can switch up.
Yeah, I like that. I pretty much like, what everybody says kind of goes together. I think you've seen one Lions team. I think this is going to be a totally different version of the Lions that we've ever seen. So, it's going to be a big thing. I'm looking for, I've always said this, I've been saying it for a long time. Some good linebacker play is what I think we've been missing forever. And I think we got some keys in that linebacker position that are really going to make a difference. So I'm looking to see that. I'm looking to see the linebackers get more involved. And I want to see how this run game plays out with Swift and Williams, that 1-2 punch. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that is going to, play out. So super stoked about, especially that run game. I think those two are going to be monsters, 1-2 together. We got some comments coming in here. The Facebook user says, I'm looking for a blowout. Well, yeah, I think we all would be looking for a blowout. I don't know. I know the Niners, they got a good team, so that's going to be a tough one, but we'll see how that goes for sure. All right, Logan, why don't you take this one? Start this one out. What is it that made you a Lions fan?
Watching Barry Sanders for the first time with my stepdad, I believe I was probably like 8, 9 years old at the time. But I watched him pull off this spectacular run where he was going back 5 yards, turns the whole play around, ends up going for a 20, 30-yard gain. And I just sat there and started watching it with him, and I just fell in love with the team. And you notice that the crowd was always in it. Love seeing the fans on the sidelines, crazy with their Lions manes and everything else. It just drew me into the whole Detroit Lions fan, and I've loved them ever since. I even got a tattoo, so I'm a lifer.
That's for
Oh
sure.
yeah. What about you, Jeremy B? What do you got? What made you? What was that moment that made you just, you know what, the Lions, man, that's my team right there.
Well, I'm going to age myself. In 1975, my dad got his first color TV, and I was sitting on his lap. We always watched Michigan, and he just started me watching Lions football with him, and it became something that I love to do.
Love it. What about you, Jacob?
Basically, it's one of them things where you grow up watching the Lions, and it's just a team you stick with your whole life. I'm like Logan. I'm a lifer.
Yeah, I agree.
Off, but you gotta love them no matter what. Win, lose, or tie, no matter. You're typical
Lions fan till I die. That's how that one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, for me, I've always been a Lions fan since I can remember. I was also a huge 49ers fan back in the day. I had everything 49ers. You get Steve Young, Jerry Rice out there. Those are two of my favorite players of all time. So I was a huge 49ers fan on the side, but always been a Detroit Lions fan for sure. Logan, Barry Sanders. How can you not like the Lions and watching Barry Sanders play? That was something for me. But yeah, so I wasn't right on the band. I was there with Detroit, but man, the 49ers at back in the day were my team. Jerry Rice, I just love him. Yeah, that's one of my favorite people of all time. But let's see, we got here. We got a comment coming in. I am ready to see Penei Sewell play in a full game. Definitely agree with that. I've already said this before. I don't think, I didn't see much awesomeness out of him in the preseason, but the real offensive line was not on the field. So that's what I've been saying. You got to keep that into account. Logan, any thoughts on the comment there?
Yeah, I believe Brad Holmes knows what he's doing as general manager, and he already said that Penei Sewell will be ready game 1. So I think he just had to work out some crinkles maybe in his game in the preseason, but he'll be ready to go. You'll see.
What do you think, Jeremy? Got any comments for the comment?
I think by about mid-second quarter, you'll see Penei Sewell hit a different gear than we've seen all preseason. You got to remember, he went 20 months without playing a down of football. He played at left tackle then, but he started his high school career at right tackle. So it's taken him a minute more to adjust, because not only is he adjusting to game speed, he's adjusting to NFL game speed. So once he gets in there and he starts mauling people, and you see him take Nick Bosa and pancake him to let Swift run over him, that's when you'll see him become Sewell.
Oh yeah,
Jacob, what are your thoughts on that comment, buddy?
I just hope he's ready. I just hope he's ready. When you're going up against Nick Bosa, put him on his ass, please. He's from that beloved college that everybody from Michigan can't stand. So pancake him.
Hey, and just a quick reminder to everyone, you can find the We Are Lions Nation podcast live on Facebook and YouTube as well. And you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, obviously. Join the We Are Lions Nation Facebook page. If you want to be a guest, let us know. We are always open to having Lions fans on the show. And then we got another comment coming in. Logan, why don't you take this one, my man?
How I became a Detroit Lions fan, my step-grandpa and my grandma always had Lions on the TV when I was little. I don't remember the age. I was when I became a Lions fan. That's awesome. That's what I like about the Lions. It's a historied franchise. You know, generation after generation of Lions fans, and you teach your kids that and your grandkids. Oh, we got another comment in here. Bosa is a different kind of player.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to test the offensive line. That's for sure. But this is supposed to be an elite offensive line. So I think it's going to be good to have them have a good test right away.
Absolutely.
Comments keep rolling in. Thank you, everybody that's commenting and watching the show right now. What up, though?
What
I know
up,
only
Bo?
one person. I only know one person that says that, so I don't know. I don't know if it's him or not. But I only know one person that says that phrase. If it's who I think it is, welcome in, buddy.
Right.
I
I
think
think it is too.
it's gotta be. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming in, joining the show. We absolutely love having you guys in. The next question for the show. Do you agree with the week off between the preseason and the regular season? Do you think that after the preseason we should just jump right into the regular season, or is that break needed in between? Jeremy, what do you think, man?
I actually think it's a great move because it gives a chance for them to have an extra week of practice with the new players they just added so they all can gel together. And also, if they didn't do it that way and it was only 3 preseason games like it's supposed to be, let's say they counted that Hall of Fame preseason game, the exhibition game between Pittsburgh and Dallas, technically they'd have 2 weeks off. So I'm glad they made them play a 4th preseason game as well.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Logan? Do you think that break is necessary in between there, or do you just want them to get right to playing?
Well, yeah, especially with the way Campbell's been playing his players in preseason. You see the first stringers weren't really playing that much during it. Smoking Jeremy in the building. But yeah, way Dan Campbell's only playing his first stringers for like 1 or 2 series in the preseason. They don't really have that time to mold together. So then you're figuring out who's all else is on the roster. And like Jeremy said, you have to have that time for them to mesh and become an actual team and get ready for the regular season when it counts.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's definitely a necessary thing to do that break and maybe get everything all in order before you go off to the regular season game. Jacob, what are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I think it's a good thing. It basically gives you an extra week to prep for the opponent you have week 1 of the regular season.
Hey, and then we were right. It was definitely who we thought it was, Kurt Steele, watching the show tonight. As you've seen in the beginning of the show, there was a little bit of an introduction in there. That was courtesy of my man, Kurt Steele, for helping us out and getting that intro made. We're so happy to have that, and thank you again, buddy. We need to get you on here with everybody else soon, so just let us know. We'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah, definitely, Kurt. Appreciate the intro video. We appreciate the help.
What part of the team do you like the most? We're looking at offense or defense. And what part are you looking forward to seeing this season? Let's go ahead and start with you, Jacob.
I'm looking forward to seeing the offense with Jared Goff. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does with his first season in Detroit, seeing how he can transition from coming from LA to Detroit, playing in a whole new offense with a whole new offensive line and some actual good running backs.
All right, I like that one. Logan, what are your thoughts?
Favorite part of the team right now, I would say, is defense. And I look forward to seeing the blitz packages that Aaron Glenn throws at these quarterbacks in our division, because we got some competition here in the NFC North. So especially with Aaron Rodgers having his one last hurrah there in Green Bay, they're going to be the most dangerous team. So we just gotta get it together.
Jeremy, Smoking Jeremy, what do you got, man? Which part are you looking forward to seeing, and what's your favorite part watching?
I'm going to say the front 7. I'm really excited to see Ali McNeil, Levi Amuzariki, and Michael Brockers start as the D linemen. I'm also loving the linebackers. I'm really hoping that when they announce that final depth chart, that it's Derek Barnes and Jamie Collins starting over Anzalone.
Yeah, I've been talking up Jeremy Barnes since I seen him in the preseason. I thought Tavai needed to go and Barnes needed to be in his spot. I thought that the whole time, and I'm hoping that's exactly what happens. We got the first part out. Tavai's gone. So think that, I don't know. I think somebody's going to sign him. I think I seen somebody was signing him.
Got him on the practice squad.
Yeah, good luck even on the practice squad. Good luck to whatever team that is. And he's not going to be Kurt Steele. Kurt Steele popping in saying no problem, guys. He will be on soon. We can't wait for that. And then another comment here. That young secondary with Aubrey Pleasant is gonna be guiding them. Yeah, that young secondary, man, that's gonna be something to watch for sure. I cannot wait to see how that plays out. Again, everybody, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Hey, what member of the coaching staff will have the biggest impact on the younger players and why? Jeremy, your thoughts?
Dom Capers. He was the one that executed so many blitz packages everywhere he's been. He's the one that gets those rolling stunts where all four D linemen stunt in different directions and causes mass confusion for all offensive lines. Plus, he also designed those plays that made A.J. Hawk and the guy I hate for Green Bay look so good.
What do you think, Logan?
Me, I'd have to say Deuce Staley on those younger running backs. I think he's going to have the biggest impact. And I think because of the fact that he has played at a high level in his career, and he can kind of show these guys exactly how to play at that level and consistently go in and day out and stay healthy.
I like that. I might be going with the obvious choice here. This might be, an obvious choice or whatever, but I'm going with Campbell. I mean, and the reason why is because look what he's done with this football team since he's gotten there. It's a whole different attitude for the whole team. So who else better to inspire those young players than Dan Campbell? That's because he's inspiring the whole damn team to have better attitudes and want to play football more. So I'm going to go with Coach Campbell on that one. And we got another comment coming in here. I am ready to see what Amari St. Brown can do with the Lions. Yes, that's my guy. I love that guy. I am definitely ready to see what he can do too. What about you guys, Jeremy, Logan? Are you guys ready to see what St. Brown can do?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Logan.
Yeah, I'm excited. Kid shows a lot of talent at a young age. He plays at a high level. Everybody's been comparing him to kind of Golden Tate in the way that he plays on the field. But I don't know. I think he's just his own person. And he's going to dominate in the NFL for years. I have a feeling.
I hear the Golden Tate comparison, and I kind of disagree with it because he's nowhere near as fast. But what he is quick-footed on how he makes his cuts and how he runs his routes. That's how he gets separation. He's closer to an Anquan Bolden type of receiver. He's going to be that guy that's going to go over the middle and push off. And his dad, was a Mr. Universe competitor, and he named his kids after Egyptians gods. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
The sun god
yeah.
in the building.
St. Brown has been one of my favorite pickups since we drafted him. I think that he's going to be the number one, the go-to guy for this, receiving core that we have built up. I think he's going to be the go-to guy and going to make some big plays for us coming in this season. We got Mr. Kurt Steele coming in. Logan, why don't you take that one, my friend?
Kurt Steele says Aubrey Pleasant, he's a great teacher He turned a bunch of young DBs into one of the best secondaries in the league out in the LA, out in Los Angeles.
So, I mean, that being said, thank you, Kurt, for sharing that, because if you think about it, you got a guy like that, and that's exactly what our secondary needs, is someone just like that to do the exact same thing, because they are going to need someone that can teach them the ropes and show them how to get it done, because this is an untested, as a whole, untested young secondary, and even that first game, we might see some mistakes, but they're going to have a little bit of time, I think, to get it all put together. But I do see good things coming from them. What do you got, Jeremy? Any thoughts on that comment from Kurt?
He's absolutely right. And I wanted to go back to something that somebody said about Okudah in the zone and how he struggled. He struggled with a defense that didn't have pressure. And if you look at the one zone play where he gave up the big play, containment was broken on Tavai's assignment underneath. And then Will Harris was supposed to be there over top. So it was a loss of containment on all three levels. It wasn't just on Okudah, but because he's the one that was closest when the guy caught the ball, they said, oh, this guy burned Okudah for 43 yards.
Yeah. I get what you're saying there, and I completely agree with that. It is a team game for a reason.
Yep. You're supposed to have, most of the time, you should have some kind of help. I know that they're not always designed that way, but there's been plenty of times we've seen that secondary. You got a guy that's stopping, letting a guy run by because he thinks that there's going to be somebody back there to help him, and then there's not somebody back there to help him. Those are the kind of mistakes that the Lions need to stop doing, not do any of that this year. So hopefully good things come from Pleasant, as far as Kurt's comment in bringing these young guys up. We got another comment coming in. I have our Detroit Lions beating the 49ers by 3 or 4 on the Fox BET Super 6.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think the Lions are going to win that game, but it's going to be a true test right off the bat, I think. Well, if I'm correct, the Lions have one of the harder schedules this year, as far as schedules go.
If you look at it, because of who plays who, the whole NFC North has the 6th through 9th hardest schedules because it's all rated at the same thing. Even though Green Bay did better statistically, they're up against all those same teams. So
yeah,
it's a crapshoot on what's going to happen when you play outside the division. And we all know, no matter how bad a team is, they always play hard in the division. Because otherwise, the playoff team known as the Chicago Bears wouldn't have lost the game to Detroit last year.
Yep.
Agreed.
And they should have lost both.
Kurt Steele coming in, a great point about the Okudah play. He came back and broke up the touchdown pass to Julio. Correct.
To Juju.
Yeah.
Awesome. Juju.
Awesome point. No, Juju. Thank you. All right. So, what do we think of the Lions' new kicker? What do you think, Logan?
I don't know much about him. I know he played with the Browns for a short period of time. Not sure. I didn't really look up his stats or percentages. But if he's good enough to kick in the NFL, that's all we really need. I'm hoping we score touchdowns more than field goals, though.
Yeah, this was kind of a last-minute addition to the questions because I just found out about this earlier. So I don't know. Jeremy, do you know anything about the new kicker that the Lions got? Have you seen anything on him?
I know that in college he was good. He was drafted, I think, either a year or two ago by Cleveland to be the next guy. And he lost the job to the rookie in the preseason that they picked up this year. And it's just because that guy had a bigger leg. This guy's not going to be hitting no 55 to 60-yard bombs. He's no Matt Prater, but he's going to be good from that 40 to 48 range, which is really all you need is somebody that can hit it from just inside the 50.
And honestly, I don't think the Lions are going to be focusing, with Dan Campbell's strategy, focusing on kicking field goals. too often. I think they're going to be go for it or not. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the attitude. That's why they got rid of both kickers in the first place. We don't even need one.
He helped Sean Payton with the game planning the last 3 years out there in New Orleans, and they went for two a lot. So that's where he learned that from. He learned that, hey, our kicker isn't that great. Until they got Will Lutz, they really didn't have a kicker that was good at long distance down there or good at the extra points once they moved it back. So they started going for two more often than they'd kick an extra point.
Yep, and I think that's going to be the same philosophy they have this year. I really do. After looking at everything, I don't see. I see the Lions trying to go for more fourth downs. Even I don't see Campbell not taking chances because why not? I mean, certain scenarios maybe not, but I see a lot more chance taking.
If you're within those 240 yards marks, from the 40 on the bad side and the 40 on the good side, and you're 3 yards or less short, I see them possibly going for it because that's the area where punters make mistakes. Yeah,
well, we got one of the best punters in the NFL, if not the best punter in the NFL. So I never worry about what Fox comes. Oh, happy birthday to Jack Fox, by the way. I believe today was his 25th birthday. So happy birthday to you, Jack Fox. I know you're watching right now. You're just loving the show. No, that'd be awesome. I doubt it, but still, happy birthday, Mr. Fox. Logan, we got another comment coming in here. Okudah is a great player, but is way better in man coverage. What do you guys think?
That's a fact. The few plays he got burned when he did play at Ohio State, and guess who burned him? It was Quintez Cephas. It was when he was in zone coverage, and which I've said all along, and I didn't care which one was at the 1 and which one was at the 2. If Terrell Williams goes down, it's going to be Cephas and Amon-Ra on the outside at that point.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's go ahead and go on to the next question, fellas. Hey, Logan, while I bring up the next question, why don't you let everybody know where they can watch our show?
Facebook Live, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, we're on it. So just look for us. We are Lions Nation Podcast Live, and hit us that like and subscribe button there.
Yeah, and please share. Anybody that's share with all your Lions friends. Help get us out there. We have a lot of fun doing this. I know that thanks again to Jeremy for coming on and helping us out today. On very, very short notice, so we appreciate you, my friend, coming in. Hey, now, this is something we kind of talked about a little bit. We talked about already, but how do you think the Lions' young cornerbacks will do throughout the season? Logan?
Sorry. Go ahead.
I think they're going to do great under the defensive coaching staff that we have. Aaron Glenn being a former defensive back himself, and then Aubrey Pleasant there from Los Angeles. He's had a history of turning around defensive backs, so I hope to see the same thing, and I think they'll just play consistent football. And with the pressure we can get in the front seven, I think it'll help them out a lot.
What about you, Jeremy? What do you think?
I think we're going to see some bumps in the road. They're a young secondary and they're learning. And just like I said with Penei Sewell, by mid-second the halftime, you're going to see something click because they're actually at game speed now and not doing the whole preseason subbing in and out all the time and everything else.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going to go with it. I think it's going to be as time goes type of thing with that young secondary back there. I think maybe the first game they might be a little bit rusty, but as it goes, they're going to start getting it into – they're going to figure it out, and it's going to be amazing. And I think having those linebackers and that defensive line that we do have, I think that's going to help out tremendously as well. Kurt came in with a comment going back to the kicker. Siebert can look up. He can back up Foxy. He punted in Oklahoma as well. So, yeah, I mean, Foxy goes down, we got somebody that can punt the ball. So maybe that's a good reason to, we're not bringing in Dominican Sue back to kick field goals or punts. So, maybe that's a good thing.
Foxy in high school was an 89% field goal kicker while doing the punting duties. Their quarterback went down. He came in the last 6 games, threw for 1,800 yards, 6 touchdowns, and no interceptions.
Oh, did not know that.
That guy's a beast.
That's the stat of the day right there.
Yeah, I mean, he was that team's all-star.
We got Edward Melenda coming in. Looks like skydiving shades. I'm talking about the stat man's trademark sunglasses coming into the show.
Pit Vipers.
All right. Do y'all see make the playoffs this year? Is there a chance we make playoffs this year? What do you guys think? What do you think, Jeremy?
I said when the coaching staff came in, because of how bad our defense was, that no matter what, this coaching staff is not going to let us do less than we did last season. No matter how much we struggle, we should win 5 games. And if you actually look, there's 5 winnable games, but they're after the first 3. I say that they might sweep the Bears. I know that the Eagles is winnable. The Cards is winnable because our garbage defense was able to beat them and tie them the year before that. You got Philly as definitely a winnable game. Then if you sweep the Bears, that's 5 right there. They're going to have some surprise wins because they're going to surprise some people and knock them right in the mouth.
Yeah. As far as that comment goes, I think the Lions are, as long as everything goes together, I think the Lions can make the playoffs. I really do. I think they have what's there to do it. It just all has to come together like we think it should. Logan, why don't you take this next comment there, buddy?
Logan, I think the new guy should be called the Stat Man. I know that's somebody messing with me over there.
Yeah, because there's another one.
Pit Vipers next. You're going to quote the Cole the Corn Star. What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but people get down my man Logan today. He is the stat man and will always be the stat man. That is for sure.
Man, people has got jokes today.
Yeah, last week. Last week it was me. So now it's your turn. What do you guys think? What do you think of the? I know there was a lot of talk about this. The jersey number changes. What do you guys think of that? Are you cool with that? Are you still getting used to seeing these different numbers on the players? Kind of weird looking. What do you guys think? Jeremy?
I don't hate it, but I'm not comfortable with it because it's like when you see a linebacker with the number 8 on his jersey, what the hell's going on there? Who put that on him?
Yeah, it's kind of been throwing me off a little bit too. I'm still trying to adjust to it. Logan, what's your thoughts, my man? You still trying to adjust to that number change like that?
Yeah, it throws me off with like linebackers, things like that. Because like Jamie Collins, for example, number 8. It's just really weird to see him with a single-digit number on his jersey. But I think over the season we'll kind of get used to it.
But why? That's the big question to me. It was why change something that wasn't broke? You know what I mean? There was nothing wrong with how it was before. So why change it in the first place?
They did it for all the skilled positions because of the guys that was known as a certain number in college. Now they can bring it over into the NFL. That way their brand carries over from one jersey to the next.
Andy, don't push your luck. It can go right back to you, my dude. I have a good feeling I know who that.
I think I know who this is. Dan?
Yep.
I know
Dan.
Knock you Dan off, man.
Right now. All right, we got a question coming in. Do you start or bench DeAndre Swift week 1 for fantasy football because he injured right now? DeAndre Swift has him questionable. All right, Logan, I know that during the new show, once the season starts, you're going to have your fantasy spot. I'm going to take this one just a little bit first. I have DeAndre Swift on my fantasy team as well, starting. I don't plan on sitting him because I know he's going to play week 1. So I don't have any doubt that he's not going to. I think the Lions are just being extra precautious with him, and that's why he's listed as questionable. But I have no doubt in my mind that we'll see Swift on that field week 1 against the 49ers. Logan, you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I feel the same way. If DeAndre Swift is healthy enough to play in the game, you start him. He's just got that explosiveness about him. He can break a play at any time, score a touchdown. He can catch the ball. He can run. It's a dual threat there. So yeah, you automatically start him. He's number 1. So.
And a little backup follow-up here. I say sit him against the 49ers. He won't get enough touches. Jeremy, what do you think? Should they sit DeAndre Swift? Do you think he's not going to get enough touches just based on the injury? Or has the Lions done enough already cautiously to prevent, is Swift ready to go?
I believe he is, because Jeff Risdon posted that article with the video when he was back in practice after the Colts game. And on the first play, he did a one cut and gone and 75-yard touchdown run. He looked very explosive when he made that cut. So therefore, I just think they played with kid gloves through the preseason just to protect him. He's been healthy since before the Colts game, and then they finally let him go to full practice. You haven't heard anything about him being out of practice since then.
Nope.
Right. And you have to think about it this way, too. We didn't see a lot of starters in the preseason. We didn't hardly see any of them. So that was the whole mindset of the coaching staff. Dan Campbell, especially, they're not taking any chances. They just want to look at the young guys and see where that was at. So I don't think we're going to have any problems with DeAndre Swift week 1. I think we're going to see a whole new DeAndre Swift on week 1, and I am looking forward to seeing that. They also have T.J. Hawkinson questionable in fantasy football. Logan?
Not sure what's going on there with him, but I feel like I'll go ahead and shoot it over here to Jeremy and let him answer that. He's got it. Looks like he pointed a finger at
hand injury, so that's why they didn't play him the rest of the preseason. It's the kid gloves thing, and he's kind of taken a page out of Peyton's and Belichick's book. If anybody got hurt at any time during training camp or preseason, you leave them as questionable until the day before the game.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think is happening too. I don't think there's any big injury out there as far as some of these starters starting on week 1. I haven't seen anything on anybody not being able to start. I think it's just all precautionary, and they're just probably listed as questionable just because. I don't think we're going to see any problems with any of those guys starting. And I can't wait to see them start, to tell you the truth. Even though we've seen Lions football, we haven't seen the starters, and I cannot wait to see those starting players all together on the field. It's going to be something to watch. We're going to start out with Jeremy on this one. What do you think, or who do you think is going to be the toughest opponent for the Lions this season? One game, one opponent. Who do you think stands out to you is going to be the toughest game?
Detroit versus everybody, the refs. I'm just saying they're there in every game. We play 17 guys every god blessed game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Logan, what are your takes? Who do you think coming into the season is going to be the Lions' toughest opponent?
Themselves.
I like that one
Seems
too.
like we always shoot ourselves in the foot somehow, some way or another. We always end up falling apart as a team and not finishing games.
Yeah, I like both of your guys' answer. I went and just picked a team that I thought is going to be the toughest challenge. And this is a division game. It's going to be week 2, Monday Night Football against Green Bay. I think if we put the Packers in their place in that game, I think that shows a lot for the rest of the season. So I think that game is going to really show us what kind of team we have, especially week 2 against the Packers on primetime Monday night. That's going to be a huge game. So I'm going with Green Bay. I think Green Bay, that game alone, just that game, is going to be probably the toughest game we're going to face. And then Dan Leonard, I believe Dan comes in and says the Giants. I don't know that the Giants will ever be a challenge to anyone. So we'll just leave that there.
This guy, the G-men have not been the G-men for a long time.
Another comment coming in, Logan. We got a comment coming in from Daniel Davis. What does he got to say, Logan?
I believe we will see a running back by committee type deal with our running backs, Swift, Williams, and Jefferson. Will all split carries unless someone breaks out and establishes themselves as a lead running back.
Jeremy, what are your thoughts?
I exactly agree with that. I've said all along, because if you look at what Jameer Jefferson did when he played against the better players against the Colts, when he hurdled that defender, I got so excited because I said, that's the Jameer Jefferson that I've wanted to see since he got here. He was one of the guys I was excited about. And we've already mentioned one other guy that I'm super excited about, and that's Derek Barnes. I was excited about Derek Barnes because I remember the year he played D-end and was like all over the Michigan quarterback in that game when we played Purdue. He may not always got a sack, but he was always in the backfield giving that guy fit.
Yeah, Logan, are you in agreement? Do you think that we're going to see one guy emerge as a starter, or we're going to see this huge combo of running backs all season long?
I think you're going to see Williams come in and relieve Swift, and I think you might see Jefferson come in and relieve Swift, but Swift is the number one lead back, and he'll establish himself as that real quick against San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I'm on right there with you, Logan. Not on the fence, but I'm right there with you, Logan. I think Swift is number one, and then you're going to see the other guys in certain packages or relief for Swift. Well, we got another one coming in. The game I'm looking forward to, our Detroit Lions beating Matthew Stafford and the Rams. So in week 7. Yeah, that's going to be awesome to see. I'm excited to see that one too. Not going to lie, I'm looking forward to seeing what Stafford does this year on a different team. I am kind of curious to find out what happens. Was it the Lions holding him down, or is this Matthew Stafford just who Matthew Stafford is? I love Matthew Stafford. I'm still wearing his jersey. I mean, he's one of my favorite players. So, I mean, I'll never say anything bad about Stafford. I love Stafford. And it will be awesome to see how he does against his former team.
I almost went and got a Stafford mural tattooed on my arm one time. With face.
So, how do you feel now that you didn't get that tattoo? How do you feel?
I feel relieved that I didn't get it because I'd probably be the laughing stock of the Lions fan nation. Still,
that's awesome.
Overall, my favorite quarterback we've had. We'll see if Goff can prove me wrong on that, but Stafford was my guy.
Want to know what the sad thing is? Stafford leads in every stat category for the Lions. Behind him, Bobby Lane. Behind that, and everybody doesn't give him the credit for it, it's Scotty Mitchell. Other than that, we've had garbage.
Scotty Mitchell.
Yeah, good old Scott Mitchell.
He'll take a sack and set you back 8 yards, but that big arm of his, he'll throw it out and let Herman Moore, Perriman, or Morton run under it.
Logan and Stafford going to skydive into the stadium. That's what Edward Melendez said. Hey, I'd be down for that.
Daniel Davis comes in for my toughest opponent for our Lions. I'm picking the Seattle Seahawks on the road towards the end of the season. Seattle has always been known as a tough place to play. Yeah, especially towards the end of the season. That hopefully we'll know what our team is by that time. But I think that's why I said week 2 against Green Bay. We should know what team we have week 2 for sure against Green Bay. But yeah, I like that. Seattle's going to be a really tough one as well. The Lions right now, as of today, I took a look. It says that they are ranked in the NFL rankings. They're ranked 31st going into the season. Are we in agreement that that's where they should be, or do we think that the Lions should be higher? Jeremy?
I understand why they're there. They put them there because there's so many unknowns. We have so many names that have changed, and no big star power at the skilled positions other than Goff and our running backs. So they don't know where to rank us.
Right.
I like our situation a hell of a lot better than the Texans, who knows that they can't start Watson because if he goes to jail, they're screwed.
Yeah. And we kind of touched on that last week, Logan, the same kind of thing. The Lions team right now is, like you said, Jeremy, and we said last week, it's an unknown. And I think that's where it's really a big guessing game. You don't know. So yeah, I agree with the 31st ranking as of right now. What do you think, Logan? Are you in agreement as well?
Well, yeah, they belong there from the way that they played last year. That's what they're basing it off of. And then you got, like you guys said, a bunch of unknowns. But I also think that makes us one of the scariest teams in the league, too, to all these upper tier teams that know they're in these top rankings. They're going to go into our games thinking they're just going to smoke us, and we're going to come out fighting. And I'm telling you what, the younger players are the ones that play the hardest because they're trying to earn a contract.
Yep. I agree.
Big kind of money.
Yeah, you don't know. No one knows what to expect when this Detroit Lions football team steps out in the field this year for the first time as the starting unit. So no one, not you, not me, not anyone. We know what we want to expect. We know what we're hoping to see. But again, it's a big guessing game until we actually see it in action. So that's going to be huge. And I think a lot of people are going to be surprised at what Detroit brings to the table this year. Now, our last question for the mashup tonight. I'll start with you, Jeremy. How have your expectations since the beginning of the offseason, how have they changed?
To be honest, they really haven't. Like I said, I had a floor and a ceiling of wins. Our floor is if everything falls apart, I see us getting 5 wins. If everything goes right, I see 9, which is a borderline playoff team. And I'm not trying to totally drink the Kool-Aid and say they will make the playoffs because that I'm a realist. That's why I have that 5 for the floor.
I got you on that. Logan, did your expectations change from the beginning to now?
Yeah, I was unsure of the coaching staff. At first, I heard of Campbell. Obviously, I watched him play with the Lions. At one point in my life, I watched him play with the Lions. And I like the way he's firing up the team. I like the way it's all coming together. So, if anything, my expectations have kind of risen from the beginning of the offseason to now. I feel like with the pieces we have, we are a playoff contending team. Call that drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever. But I just like all the random crazy pieces just put together into this team. And usually those are the teams that end up making something of themselves. So my expectations are up there. I went from around 10 wins last time. I say we get 12.
Raising it. He's raising it up. Yeah, I mean, I was right at 11 wins, and my expectations as well changed from the beginning. As just like you, as this team started building, my expectations started changing a little bit because I started liking more and more and more what I was seeing from the coaching staff, the players, the attitudes. The attitudes was big for me. Last year, the players' attitudes sucked, and that was a reflection of their head coach. This year, their attitudes are way better. The Lions have a video thing that they do. They have a camera set up outside when they're practicing, and the players just walk up to it and they make comments. It's like a live feed type thing. And I've seen it a few times, and every time you see it, they come out, they're energized, they're happy, they're joking, they're ready to play. You got Campbell jumping in there and doing some funny stuff. That is what I want to see. I want to see that chemistry. And it looks like, to me, it's all there. Like you said, Logan, all the pieces are there to make a good football team. We just have to see what happens. We got another comment coming in here. This one is, what color Kool-Aid? So, Logan, what color Kool-Aid?
Honolulu blue, baby. You know that.
Exactly. Hey, real quick, thank you again, everybody that hopped in, commented, watched the show. It was a huge show for us tonight, so we really appreciate everybody jumping in. Jeremy, we definitely want to thank you for jumping in. Literally 5 minutes before we started, you jumped in to help out. We appreciate that more than you know, my friend.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Jacob?
Come back anytime, guys. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
all right.
We definitely will have you back for sure. This is starting, we're just starting out doing, making a new show. We went last year. We got some new ideas for this year, so we're excited about new things that are coming. And this is one of them, our mashup special. We're hoping to get more people involved in the show like this. So if anybody's interested and wants to be on, all you got to do is let us know on our group page, and we're happy to bring anyone in that wants to talk Lions football. That's what we always said from the start. We're a Lions fan show. We're all about the fans. So any fan with anything they want to say, just let us know. We'll bring you on. It's that simple. Jeremy, you have been awesome. Again, thank you so much. And yeah, for Logan Erickson and myself, this has been We Are Lions Nation Podcast Live Sunday special mashup. We hope to see you all again real soon. I believe next Tuesday night will be our pregame show for the upcoming matchup on Sunday. We're going to be bringing a lot of our new segments in, so looking forward to that. And we will see you guys all there. Everybody have a great night. One Pride.
One Pride.